Hi, this is Petrus Viviers. You can reach me on 083 584 7473. BierPensTV. This is the Revive St Lucia campaign with Pardet. We walk the beaches of St Lucia Estuary on a daily basis. This Google screenshot is to show you where the blue is. There should be fresh marine water. According to Wikipedia, estuary should be free and open to the sea. And this is where the interaction between the maritime and the rivers take place. This was done for many years by the Natal Parksport, actually from 1953 to 1999 when we became a World Heritage. Today the estuary is cemented shut. It actually happened in 2017. With a substance that naturally occurs in the estuary mouth area called bentonite. We're going to have a look in this video what bentonite is and why it was used to cement the estuary mouth. The main use of bentonite are for drilling mud. It's used as a binder. It naturally occurs in nature and is a groundwater barrier. Enough bentonite in the water and it becomes like a gel, a setting agent. This was the preferred method, only using the fine sediment to cement the mouth shut. But we caught him with his hand in the cook. After Andrew admitted to one of the locals that it will take 11 years to complete his management plan, we got hold of the UNESCO and called them. The people they sent down was only overseers. They weren't scientists. Look at the amount of sand that Andrew used to cement the estuary mouth shut. It's over 1 meter high. It's almost 2 meters high. I made a video that I will cut in explaining. Andrew Zaloumis using the mud that he dug out of the basin that sealed the estuary mouth to cement the mouth area shut. So this is rock hard, it's like cement. Here we have a low point between the ocean and the estuary. This is about 2 meters above mean sea level, where Andrew cemented the estuary mouth shut. The ocean is now about 60 meters away from the estuary. And the last time I was there, it started digging its way back towards the estuary. Now, the mud that you can see there in the distance is this very hard, slippery, bentonite enriched mud. It's going to take a lot to scour that away for nature. Actually, everything points that nature won't be able to scour it away. In 1984, a lot of trees came down with the flood that tumbled in the water with the Demonia flood to loosen this bentonite basin and to wash it back out to the ocean. So this is a very interesting phenomenon that we're facing now, to see if this 2 meter high, 60 meter long barrier can be naturally removed and if the ocean can breach into the estuary here. It's not a very good thing at the moment because a breach will make the estuary drain into the ocean because the estuary currently is higher than the ocean. So let's look at the solution to the problem. To the west of the system we've got Honeymoon Bend. That is the feature on the top of the screen. And to the east we've got the St Lucia Estuary Mouth. Now it's basically a straight line from Honeymoon Bend to St Lucia Estuary Mouth. And this has been used by Ricky Taylor before to run the scouring effect and a straight line with energy that he gathered from the tidal, trapping the tidal energy. As the high tide comes in and it turns around, low tide goes out, lots of tidal energy, scouring effect. Here we're looking at the Ricky Taylor's plan to create water reservoirs to help with the scouring effect. Now that is also some of the dredger spoils that when they built the North Pier, it was a hard surface all the way from about the ski boat club to the mouth entrance, very much similar to the one at Kawi River, which I will refer to now in the video. No expensive equipment is needed, no 90 million rand computer program running parallel crashing. All you need is a little bit common sense. Farmers has been doing this for many years. Ricky Taylor did it for more than 30 years and he had no computer program. Now what do we see here? Kawi River harnessing the tidal energy. The ocean push in through the hard surface mouth and the marina fills up with water on high tide. Now when the tide turns, the water runs back into the ocean and creates a scouring effect. Look at that lovely deep blue water of the Kawi River mouth, now functioning as an estuary. Beautiful, healthy estuary with loads of fish being bred and raised in this system. There you can see when the tide goes out, it runs straight into the ocean. They're using the long South Pier and the short North Pier, same as in Richards Bay. Loads of examples. They don't even use the dredgers. They harness enough tidal energy to blow open the mouth. Ricky Taylor had to build a sediment trap where the ocean pushes in to the hole that the dredger digs, and when the tide turns around, it blows open the sediment trap. But it was a forever ongoing process with the dredger and the sediment trap and the dredger and the sediment trap. Our Kawi River is also a river with farming problems inland, exactly the same as St Lucia Estuary. I rest my case. Now in the southern banks and the western banks of Honeymoon Bend, that's where we want our tidal energy channels. It's old dredger spoils. A little bit to the north is where they harvest Nema grass. We don't want to interfere with the traditional harvesting of Nema grass. We want the straight line from Honeymoon Bend, tidal energy channels to run to the mouth. And that is all achievable. Now my fear, if the park is privatized, the people are going to put up a marina there that owns the park. And we still owe the people the traditional harvesting rights. That this never ceased to exist. It was always part of the fights. This is why we have all these violent riots. The people are hungry, they want to eat, and they don't have the traditional hunting rights and harvesting rights anymore. Yes, there's much more people than there used to be, but we can farm nature intelligent enough to feed everybody. We can create enough tourism influx flow like in the 1970s and 80s when domestic tourism was at an all-time high. We can create enough tidal energy channels where the people can harvest outside of the system the fish and the prawns that they need to sell to feed their families. This can be a huge industry, a huge aquaponic industry. We just have to put our minds together and don't chase lateral thinkers out of public participation meetings. Andrew Zaloumis has shut down many intelligent conversations when there's parliamentary oversight committee members on the meetings. He refused to acknowledge the existence of the link channels between the Mfolozi River and the St Lucia Estuary. On this Google image, you can clearly see the existence of the link channels. You can clearly see that the link channels deposited the bentonite enriched mud on Honeymoon Bend. So Andrew Zaloumis has been manipulating the truth to the Parliamentary Oversight Committee, and they only act on what is presented to them. I hope they watch this video to see how they've been fooled in neglecting their right, their power to have the system working correctly so that everybody can have their rights executed. Beach driving, harvesting, fishing, all those things can be done if the ecosystem works perfectly. But it's not. It's been destroyed. It's been manipulated.